Welcome back to another episode of the Hotel Fit Show. I'm Leo Amarim, and I'm here to help you improve your physical and mental health around your crazy hospitality schedule. Boom, we're live. I had a really exciting workout, and I got there at the gym. It was raining a lot. I went all the way there, and I got there and the gym was closed because it happens to be some kind of religious holiday today, and they decided to close the gym, decided to be on holidays. Completely unacceptable. And so I decided to go for a run instead because I needed to get that exercise out. It was raining a lot, so I said, perfect, let's do this outdoors. I went for an outdoor run and I done 5K, which sucked, especially the last 8 minutes. I was quite tired because it was raining and the floor was slippery, so I had to be careful how I was running. But then at the end, I was happy that I've done something that sucked today because it gets your day, gets your endorphins on, and I felt way much better. But anyway, speaking about running, one thing that I absolutely think it's really, really boring is treadmills. I hate treadmills. I think they are super boring. I don't understand why people spend ages in there. And every time I see people on the treadmills, I feel like, well, that's painful. I don't want to be, I wouldn't want to be in that person's shoes. Anyway, because I used to do that a lot. I used to spend loads of times on treadmills running just to get that cardio in. So I would, do my warm-ups in there, and also to train for, a half marathon that I've done a while ago. And these days, I think it's absolutely not necessary. From my experience as a coach, I never got my clients warming up in the treadmill. And so I just think it's just such a boring thing to do because it's just going nowhere. But anyway, some people like it. Some people like it. Most people don't like it. Most people that try and do a lot of treadmill, they are the ones that end up giving up the gym as well, because they only go to the gym to do the treadmills and machine. I know a lot of people that go to the gym, and because they are kind of afraid and intimidating by the gym environment overall, they tend to stick to the cardio machines and they don't step out of their comfort zone. That's something normal. Anyway, I'm kind of diverging a little bit. Let's go straight to the point. Welcome to another Wednesday masterclass. If you're new here, this group is for hospitality leaders who want to lose weight and improve physically and mentally. Okay, so if that is your goal, you are absolutely in the right place. And so today's training is about how to optimize results without spending 2 hours in the gym every day. And I know that one of the main reasons why a lot of you guys don't even work out is because you say that you don't have time for it. And today I'm going to teach you a couple of things that are going to help you optimizing the time that you spend in the gym, so you don't have to worry about going 1 hour every day for 5 days a week in order to get the results that you want, being more active to lose a little bit of weight, or getting some muscles, or toning up if you're a lady, or just being healthier in general. So if you want to learn how to maximize your results without spending hours in the gym, drop me a fire emoji in the comments below. And I want to start by telling you a quick story. So once upon a time, when I was working in the reception, I would work an 8 hours shift per day. And 9 times out of 10, I would leave work on time. I would leave the office like a couple of minutes before, and that was awesome. I would go directly to the gym 5 times a week, sometimes 6, depending on the week. And each time I would drive there, I would spend 1 hour doing my workout. I would leave, I would go to the supermarket or whatever. I would go doing whatever I needed to do. And I would go back home. I would have time to relax. And I had plenty of time to do all of that. But later, when I rise to the ranks in hospitality and I got promoted and I was working 12 plus hour shifts, and I had more responsibilities and I was in charge of a team, and I had more stress, it became impossible to sustain a gym program where I would go 1 hour every day for 5 or 6 times a week. Because just like you, I had no time or energy to do such thing. So I had to figure out a different strategy, right? And a lot of you guys here in the group have the same problem. You think that in order to have X results, you need to go every day and be there for a long period of time. And the problem is that you don't have that kind of time, you don't have that kind of energy for obvious reasons. So if you take 10 minutes driving to the gym and 10 minutes warming up in the treadmill, which is boring. Then 40 minutes working out and another 10 minutes in the treadmill for your cool down cardio, boring. And another 10 minutes driving home, and then you drive home, you need to have a shower, and you need to eat some food. And if you have kids at home, it is even worse. And obviously, it's impossible to do this every day for a long time as a hospitality leader. And so one of the tricks that I started using to optimize my time, and I still do it these days, is to get my bag ready the day before, bring it with me in the car the next morning before I go to work. I would put it on my passenger seat, and I would call this the co-pilot agreement, because I know that if the bag's in there, I can go directly after work. I can, before I go home, I just stop by in the gym and do my workout, okay? And me personally, I would prefer to do it after work at the hotel. Some people prefer to do it before. I would prefer to go afterwards, just because it was also a de-stress strategy, and I would prefer just to go to work directly when I would leave home. And I remember doing the co-pilot agreement, driving to the gym, and I would drive to the gym and park my car in the parking lot, and I would close my eyes for a little bit and fall asleep and take naps in the parking lot outside of the gym, because I would be so tired, and the heating was on in the car, and it was cold outside, it was dark. So I was like, oh, let me just relax here a little bit. And I would fall asleep because I would be so tired. And that was even worse when I was covering night shifts. Now imagine, oh, there's this guy at 7 a.m. sleeping at the gym parking lot. But anyway, that's when I decided to do a slightly different split, and I started designing my workouts to become a little bit more time efficient and actually match my lifestyle. So what I started doing, I started scheduling my workouts for both of my days off, and for the days that would be less busy with the less occupancy at the hotel usually. And all that volume that I would do training 5 times a week, I would compact it and split it in 3 or 4 times a week and made it shorter. And now you're probably wondering, okay, so how can you do in 3 days what you could have done in 5? How do you do that? And on top of that, even make your workouts shorter. And that's a great question, by doing these 3 things. First, by eliminating your rest periods. Second, by combining different muscle groups. And thirdly, by not including cardio in your resistance training dedicated sessions, okay? And so firstly, by eliminating rest periods and combining muscle groups, you don't need to do a set and rest for 1 minute and then do another set and so on, okay? So instead, you do a different exercise from a different muscle group. So let's say you're doing pull-ups, okay? Instead of doing that and then resting for 2 minutes and then getting back at it, you will do some bicep curls instead while you rest, okay? And then you're making things time efficient and you're utilizing your rest period. And this way, there's a lot of advantages. One of the advantages is you don't spend time like on your rest period scrolling on the social media, and then you don't get that feeling that time is dragging on, which will also get you more tired of being there. And this way, you also get your heart rate up consistently, okay? You keep sweating, you keep your body moving, you're always doing something, and this will train your conditioning and also make your training more intense. And therefore, you don't need to do treadmills to burn the same amount of calories, because treadmills are boring. And this way you burn way more calories than you would have done by running slowly in the treadmill and then doing paused workout where you do one exercise and you rest. Okay, if your goal would be like to train strength and do it really, really heavy with less repetitions, then like it's understandable that you do like a more of a paused workout. Or if you're training for bodybuilding and your goal is to really lift really heavy and you need to spend that time in the gym, that's one thing. But as a hospitality leader, for you to gain some muscle and train for hypertrophy and just be healthier and get the results that you want and look great, you don't really need to do all of that, okay? You don't need to spend hours in there. And so at the end, if you've done this, you've worked out for 30 or 40 minutes max, you've done it for 3 or 4 times a week max, and you haven't wasted an awful load of time in the gym, achieving exactly the same results. And actually even better, because you have given your time more time to recovery, okay? Which is an essential part of your muscular development and your kind of sustainability in the gym and in exercise, okay? Recovery is essential. And now in terms of cardio, if you still want to do cardio on top of that, what I recommend is that you schedule it for individual sessions so they can be shorter and you don't waste as much time as you would otherwise. Okay. And now this is extremely important. Okay. Because if you don't schedule it, you will skip your workouts. Okay. And I'm going to say this again. You don't schedule it, you will skip. All right. And there's a chance that you will do some of the workouts, but if you don't organize yourself around like that busy schedule of yours, then it's impossible. It's impossible that you make time for your workouts. All right. So keep this in mind. And I know this today, it was a short one, but that's all I got to say for today. So if you found this quick training interesting and valuable, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's fine. I won't be sad, but keep being awesome. And I will see you on the flip side. Bye. Thank you so much for listening. And if you found this content valuable, you can find additional help for free by joining the Hospitality Fitness community on Facebook at thehotelfit.com or facebook.com/hospitality fitness community. There's a ton of cool stuff happening, as well as a massive amount of free resources and information. So join us at the Hospitality Fitness community.